We're here today just outside of Zion National Park. Zion's my favorite national park in all of the states and one of my favorite places in the world. I mean, look at this place. It's just insane, but we're definitely just on a whistle stop here. We only have this afternoon to do some hiking and then tomorrow early morning before we need to push on. So we're gonna make the most of it.
Tonight we'll see and hear firsthand
This kind of sound. Let's hear the rest of it.
So we came to the trailhead of Angel's Landing and it's raining and it's like icy rain. It's only like maybe 5 degrees Celsius right now. And I think that the trail up there, which is kind of sketchy towards the end, would be pretty icy and maybe a little bit dangerous. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do. It's already 3 o'clock. And if we're gonna make the hike for sunset, we have to leave here in like 30 minutes. So I guess we'll sit here and wait and hopefully maybe the rain stops. And it's a shame because we really only have today. And this is one of the coolest hikes anywhere. So the rain's gone from moderately heavy to kind of light, and I think that we're going to risk it and make the hike up the hill. I'm like 98% positive we're not going to get light for photography though. It's just like the absolute worst light possible. So I guess today's video is probably going to be called like landscape photography in terrible light or something like that. But let's get hiking. It's about 3 miles or so to the top of that mountain way back there. What a view. We're only like a third of the way up and the view is just, it doesn't get much better than that. I'm so glad that we've pushed ourselves out of the car even if it was raining, because this is just so beautiful. I don't think there's ever been a time in my life, in my entire life, where I've gone out to shoot when the weather was so and didn't have a good time. I might not get shots, it might not be the best light, but there's just nothing better than being out in a place like this, taking pictures and exploring. Luckily, it didn't really rain on us the entire hike up, but now that we've made it almost to the top of Angel's Landing, the rain has started again. We're at a point just before the actual Angel's Landing peak, and I think we're gonna stop here and maybe wait out the rain and probably actually shoot our pictures here. So just because the light's terrible doesn't mean you can't take pictures. It does mean that the pictures might not be the greatest you've ever taken, but there's always something to shoot. One of the things you can do is try to pick out details. And when you're up at a place like this, there's lots of details. And the rain's actually made really nice color down on the road. So I might pull out my 70-200 lens and try to pick out some details, maybe with a car driving or something to show a little bit of the scale. Landscape photographers talk about this overcast sky as the worst possible light, and for landscape photography it is, but it doesn't mean there's no photos you can take. The light's actually really soft as this cloud works like a natural softbox. In fact, wildlife photographers, for example, that aren't shooting anything with the sky love this type of light. If you were shooting portraits, for example, this type of light looks really nice and soft. So I've had Jody on the cliff edge, got a couple portraits of her looking over the edge that I really like. I also did some long lens stuff and some wide angle stuff from here. And because you're so high and because the drop straight down is 450 meters straight down, the shots almost look like aerial photos, which is actually really cool as well. Now, it's raining again, it's getting harder, and I've been going back and forth on whether we should actually go all the way up to the Angel's Landing in this weather. And I think I decided we're going to. So let's go. How do you feel about that?
Death. Oh, is that where we're going?
Yeah. So the trail goes right where Jody's hand. Show them again. You go up this cliff and then straight across, and you follow a chain.
And then you fall.
You don't fall.
Like this.
But the rain, the rain's happening. It's raining heavier. I guess worst case scenario, it starts raining hard and we'll turn around and come back. But let's move.
This route is not recommended during high winds, storms, or if snow or ice is present.
It's just rain.
But it doesn't say anything about rain, so we're good.
So a bit of a shame, we tried to get out there, got about a quarter way out, and then the rain just got really heavy and the rock got really slippery, and as it gets colder towards sunset, it's just gonna get icier and icier, and it was just the smart move to get off of there and start hiking down. But now this is my third time to Zion and I still have never been there. I tried to come last year this time, and it was like a snowstorm, and now the weather looks bad as well tomorrow, so it's kind of a shame. Back down at the bottom and just gonna try to get a couple shots even though the light's still bad. Tip number 2 for shooting landscape photography in bad light: embrace it. The light's actually improved quite a bit, but it's already after sunset, and I just want to shoot this kind of classic image of Zion straight down the river with those peaks in the background and those angry skies. If the skies are angry, don't try to fix them. Embrace the mood in your photos and make it work. Setup of the shot: I'm gonna throw on a 6-stop ND, about 30 seconds, f11, and I think this will come out cool. One of my goals in creating this channel is to convince you guys to go out and shoot. I think it's really easy for us to make excuses, to look at the light and say it's bad, to look at the weather and say it's bad, to look at our situation in the world or our location in the world and say it's not photogenic. But I'm a big believer that you can make images everywhere in the world, that you can make images no matter what light. And if this vlog can tell you any sort of story, it's that you can make photos even if you don't think the light's cool. And yes, Zion's epic, I know that. I know that where you live might not be as epic as Zion, but there's always photos to be made. I ended up with 2 or 3 images I really like today. The photo of Jody leaning over the edge, a long lens shot from up at the top, and then also a shot from here where I was standing down on the river with this view in the background. And yeah, it was the worst light you could ever have in photography, for landscape photography, but we made it work, and I'm stoked with today, even if it didn't turn out the way I was planning on it. So get out and shoot. Anyways guys, we're here in Zion again tomorrow morning. It is supposed to rain again, but we'll get out and shoot again anyway, and then it's off to Page for a couple days that I'm really looking forward to. I'll see you guys there. Peace.